Hi, my name is Clark, and I am going to show you how you can make your very own protective gear in the age of coronavirus, because there is a great shortage of masks out there. A lot of our emergency personnel and healthcare workers are at risk, so I've come up with a way that they can make their own hazardous material hood. It is fully enclosed, it is watertight, it has the visor on the front so that you can clearly see what you're doing, but at the same time you're fully protected, your face is fully protected, and it has the benefit of keeping you from touching your face. So let's get to work and let me show you how you can make one of these in the field with materials you already have on hand probably. Let's get started. Down in the description there is a companion PDF that I have created that's going to have all of the measurements you're going to need to follow along in order to create your own protective hood. So link is in the description and you can just download that, print it out, follow along. So the materials that we're going to need today, you're going to need something around about 7 inches across. I'm using an old bowl here, and we're going to need that to cut out the shoulder sections that will be going over your shoulders. So there's that. You'll need a trash bag. This is a 13-gallon. You can use larger if need be, but 13-gallon size is about the minimum you're going to want to work with, and that's what's going to make this this whole structure completely moisture resistant. You're going to need Rain-X or shaving cream. You can use this and put a very light clear coating on the inside of your face shield to keep it from fogging up. And like I say, just a little bit of shave cream will do the same thing if you're not in a position to get any kind of actual anti-fogger. And we're going to need plexiglass. Now, I just happen to have some lying around. If you don't, you actually have some sources for plexiglass. Any kind of clear plastic, like containers that you can trim out and use a clear section of plastic on. Or maybe you've got an old cake topper that you can cut out and use the clear flexible plastic out of that. There's also the plexiglass that comes in movie poster frames. So you've got a number of different sources. If plexiglass is not an option for you, you could go to Office Depot and get the clear sleeves that reports slip into. You could possibly use that. Anything that is going to be flexible that allows you to affix to the surface of your protective hood. So there's that. And of course, you're going to need cardboard. You're going to need a section 30 inches long, 15 inches wide. And for the tools, you're going to need a pencil, scissors, a good sharp box cutter, duct tape, and a ruler, yardstick, measuring stick, whatever you have. So let's get underway. Start off at each end, and you're going to mark off 3 inches from the top, 3 inches from the bottom on each end. Once you do that, Line everything up. And mark it off. And this is going to establish the top and bottom edges of where your face shield will be. Once we have that, now you come in, mark off, whoop, not 10 inches, 10 and a half. Whoops. 10 and a half from that side. Do the same thing again. 10 and a half inches there. 10 and a half inches there. Then we're going to join these. Doesn't matter if your pencil goes through the cardboard, it's fine. You're going to be cutting it shortly anyway. Now, that will give you, hopefully, if you've done things correctly, that should give you a 9 by 9 square. Pretty close. Alright, now, before you do anything else, while you're still here, on each side of this 9 by 9 square, I need you to mark off in 3-inch sections. Now what you're going to do is you're going to draw lines between those marks you've just made. Until you have yourself an octagon within your square. Now, we're going to cut this out, and this is going to serve as the top of our protective helmet, if you will. So just cut out that square. Alright, so we're going to set that aside, and now we are going to cut off these corners so we can have our octagon shape. Oops, that didn't go all the way through, but that's fine. Fix that in a second. Just tear those off. And now we're done. Okay, so we've got the top. Now we are ready to mark off and cut out where the shoulder openings go. So grab your round bowl, whatever you can find, about 7 inches, and just eyeball it. Give yourself just a little bit of room from these edges right here, like, you know, maybe a couple of inches or so. And make sure that you've got half of this right on that edge. And Actually, let me turn this around so you can get a better view for the second one. Again, we're going to come in about a couple of inches or so and just eyeball it. Make sure you line up the midpoint of your bowl or whatever you're using along with your edge. And that makes your shoulder openings. Alright, now take your scissors and let's cut that out. Alright, now the openings are cut out for your shoulders. Now we're ready for plexiglass. And you're going to want for this to be slightly larger than your 9x9 opening. And if you need to trim plexiglass, it's simple. Just line up where you need the cut to be and then just score it. Score it 2 or 3 times. Don't try to cut through all at once. And you'll hear it as it goes through. There we go. In fact, that's probably good enough. You can finish the job by just separating them. Now put your plexiglass over your opening. Seal it with duct tape. Now, mark this as the inside of your protective hood. Flip it over. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Just barely have enough duct tape to finish this part out. That's just gonna barely cover it. Okay, we're going to have to finish this out with some packing tape. In fact, you could use packing tape instead of duct tape if it comes to it. They will both make a nice waterproof seal. Get everything nice and tight. And now you have this basic structure in place. Now we're going to take this part and we are going to basically going to eyeball it up. And we're going to attach the top there in about the middle. We'll do this on both sides. Now, for the inside, you bring this back. And we're going to start bending this around. So we can get our basic shape going here. And we can start reinforcing with our tape. A little bit tricky to do, keep it in frame. But you're just going to bend it around and then seal it up with tape. Extra added stability. Maybe want to do a little bit of bending here, just to make sure your face can fit through okay. And so now we have our basic structure. While I'm at it, we're going to take scissors and we're going to cut these points off just to make it a little more comfortable, because you're obviously going to be wearing this a while. And there we are. Alright, now for the final part, we have a 13-gallon trash bag. You can go larger if you want, but the minimum is 13 gallons for our purposes. Alright. First thing you're going to want to do, grab the two bottom ends and tape them together. You're going to see why in a minute. Once you have the two ends joined up, then you're going to take this, turn it inside out, and it's going to go over your base structure. And it should be a fairly snug fit. And the advantage of using a white trash bag, it's clear enough that you can see through where you need to cut the opening for your face shield. See, it's about right there. you can discard that. Grab your tape. Tape it off at the top. Now, again, duct tape would be preferable at this stage. I'm merely doing this for demonstration purposes, but you'll want to seal this off with duct tape or packing tape. So let's go ahead and do the bottom section. Hopefully this is all staying in frame. That's a great thing about plastic. If you rip it, easily repairable, especially with duct tape. There you have your basic hood. At this point, you are ready to grab your anti-fogging agent, and let me show you how you're going to treat the inside of your new hazmat helmet. Okay, so whatever anti-fogging agent you can find, you can use this, or again, some shave cream. Just a little bit on a clean rag. Doesn't take much at all. And you will go in and just gently wipe the inside of the plastic with the Rain-X. Put on a little bit of a coating. Don't wipe it dry. That coating is what's going to keep that from fogging up on you as you use it. Alright, so your hood is now complete and it is ready to wear. All it's left to do is to disinfect it with any kind of sanitizer of your choice. And you'll just want to make sure you coat everything. I'm not going to spray everything here, but just coat it. Don't wipe it off. Let it air dry, because if you wipe off the disinfectant, then you're taking it away from doing its job of killing virus on the surface of your hood here. And then if you want to, after a little bit after, if you need to just clean this so you can see better, but I forgot to put tape on that side, but that's okay. You're getting the basic idea. This keeps you from touching your face. It allows you to see. It allows you to breathe. It is reusable. You can keep sanitizing it again and again in between patients. And this should provide adequate protection until the government is able to ramp up production in a high gear of the necessary personal protection equipment that all of our first responders and our healthcare professionals need. So, with that said, thank you very much. We are definitely thinking about all of our first responders and our healthcare professionals out there on the front lines fighting coronavirus. Hopefully this will be an extra help to you, and we wish you good luck. We're all in this together, and we'll make it through. Thank you for joining me today.